They were children, some in school shoes, others barefoot, marching not just against Africans in classroom, but against the weight of a system designed to crush them. History remembers Hector Peterson, but what of many others whose names were never printed, whose faces never framed, whose stories faded into silence? From the heart of Dube, Soweto, Mputseng Hokong, a former member of the Black Consciousness Movement, reflects on the vital but overlooked role students and the painful silence surrounding many young heroes of June 16.
We were, as the BPC, concerned about the enforcement of Afrikaans as a medium of instruction. And to that end, we interacted first with the school boards in Soweto here that were dead against that. And those are the school boards of Meadowlands and Dobsonville. They championed that, but they did not win. If you remember, Treurnacht, who was then Deputy Minister of Bantu Education, made it very clear that black people, or Bantus as they called us, paid their taxes to their respective homelands, and that it was there that they could determine the medium of instruction, and that in the so-called white South Africa, it's white taxpayers who would determine what the medium of instruction would be in schools.
Mputseng recalls a time when the Black Consciousness Movement became a beacon for the youth, guiding and supporting their fight against imposed Afrikaans. Yet many students who played a role remain shadows in the history books. Why?
I wish that a lot could be done to recognize the work done by those people that you're talking about. I don't know where the problem lies. I mean, there is a June 16 Foundation which they are working to celebrate the lives of those people that gave up so much for the liberation of this country. I wish I could speak with one of them and just find out why. I mean, you get to that center of the S in CWJ. It is that, and it is supposed to inform people about June 16, 1976. You get there, you just get blank walls. And I was telling some of them that, look, there are press cuttings. There are libraries, there are archives. Why don't you go there, copy those things, and put them in these glasses that you have here, so that whoever visits this place gets to know what June 16 was about.
We met Mema Gauta, expelled from the University of Teflop for her fearless opposition to apartheid injustices, and a steadfast BCM activist. Shares so many brave women and comrades remain absent from the official memory of the uprising.
I came to work at the BPC because I was fired at the university after I was excluded, and it was at such short notice because I didn't get my results. So I got a lawyer which was the second year I was doing the demand my results. So when Shancheti wrote to the university to say I want they sent them by telegram, and they also sent a letter to exclude me. So when I tried to apply to other universities, I needed testimonials to say how many courses and the university could not give me. So unlike other people who, when they left the university, they went to teach, I went to work at the BPC office because there was an opening for an administrative assistant.
Mema Gauta's words echo the painful reality women and young activists sidelined in the official memory their contributions erased by time or perhaps by deliberate omission?
There's a lot of people who fought when Afrikaans was introduced. That regulation was passed in 1974 and to start in January 1975. And a lot of organizations, teachers' unions, fought, religious leaders, civic leaders and teachers. Those people are the ones who took over the fight against Africans. And we don't hear much about them. And that fight is the one that culminated in June 16. So perhaps because June 16 uprising was such a big thing, as big as March 21st. So we talk a lot about it and we forget the people who really were participating in the build-up. We don't say much about them.
Jeffrey Tlape, a former assistant teacher in Soweto, recalls how educators were among the first to resist the forced imposition of Afrikaans, standing in solidarity with students long before the uprising erupted.
We received a memo from the Department of Bantu Education that as from now on, we have to start teaching the children maths and science in Afrikaans. And I said to them, are you sure, Meneer, that you expect me to teach the children maths and science in Afrikaans? Firstly, because he was an old man and he belonged to that old school from Madiban, where the Afrikaans was a no-go. So I said to him, you, as a principal and as a teacher, my senior, can you make it? And he said, no, Meneer, I won't make it. But then I said, what is the solution? They said, no. They said they will take us to Soweto College to train us, so that we can teach, we can tell the students that it's no longer oxygen, it's stove or whatever. Now, that triggered my lecturer at Tevlop.
As much as the children were angry, and rightfully so.
Fikile Ngcobo, an English teacher at Orlando West Junior Secondary School in the 1970s, recounts the crucial support teachers gave the students and the emotional toll of guiding a generation through trauma and resistance.
I think a lot of people in the communities, different communities, not only the community where things happen, this community, in different communities, Bolanga, Bopi, have been left out of this. And they've been left out because they did the work, they did the background work out of the love of the nation, out of the need that was arising then. And because they were faced with a situation that had to be handled and tackled head on. So you don't hear much of them. I can quote the teachers in the different schools. I can quote ordinary community members, abomama kwezi zindlu zethu, who did a great job of harboring these children, if the word harboring is right. Kuthi abantwana bebalekela ezindlini zabo. Bangathi hayi uzosibonisa ngamapolisa ngoba that time besiwasaba amapolisa. Abesabe usaba ukubotshwa. Remember it was before 94. Apartheid was at its height. The whole very struggle yabantwana benza but enough is enough. It was during apartheid era. So many people were not comfortable to come out.
The uprising did not erupt in isolation. It was born of families' hopes, teachers' defiance, and the community's collective courage. Yet, in remembering June 16, whose names do we choose to speak?
Antoinette, being a 14-year-old, seeing her brother, hearing her brother is dead, a 12-year-old, yena a 14, they lost to eduze. But as teachers from the school, myself and Miss Mluli took this child. Believe you me, we ran right up to Dube Station because when we got to Dube Station, is not near. From here to Dube Station is about 2-3 k's. It's not near. We ran nalomtwana elila singazi ukuthi uyapi. Sithi nje mangasibonisa ikhaya lakho so that we take you there. When we got to Dube Station, the child said, "Ayi makhulu mama use White City." Because it was a community thing. A taxi driver uyasibona siyastruggle nalomntwana. Niyapi? Sithi baba uthi umntwana siye eWhite City. Ngenani kubi ngapha emva. Utsho this side kubi. Singeni. I used to drop her right at Ipelecheng, where there was Ipelecheng, there's a church and Konumfundisi Kona. It's a youth community center. The community center will deal with this. Mufundisi uzodila nalento.
From the schoolyards to memorials, a new generation is reclaiming the truth, remembering every name, every face is justice. History remembers what it is told. The unsung heroes of June 16, 1976 students, teachers, mothers, fathers, community leaders may not have made headlines, but their courage burns in the hearts of those who refuse to let them be forgotten.